Hey everybody, welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks for joining our September 30th, 2024 Mastermind. I'm Tony Gapastone. I know we've got some new people on today. We've got some actors and crew from our fiscal sponsee, Gwyn's short film Ransom. We're going to get there in a second. Before we do that, let me just remind you what we do on a regular basis. I would love that, especially even new people, you're just here dropping in or you're auditing. Part of our hope for the mastermind is that you're getting connected and you're collaborating with people. So we always want to encourage you to use the chat to say hello. The best way to do that is to drop your full URL, not just the at symbol, because you can't click through an at symbol. So in the chat, you should see that prompt there. My name is Tony Gapastone. I'm the founder of BraveMaker. 6 years in, we're all about trying to create conversations through film, empower brave storytellers. Our annual film festival every July. Mark your calendars, is July 10th through the 13th. And if you are in this class as a regular or this mastermind as a regular registered member, we just had a free mixer, which was on Friday. I would love to hear. I know one or two of you were there. If you want to put anything in the chat regarding that experience, that's what comes with this mastermind membership is free things. We also have our Halloween party, which is coming up on the 26th of October, and that is 50% off tickets for our mastermind members. I'm going to put that link in the chat. And we're also going to Sundance too. No discounts there. But if you want to go to Sundance, we are going to be there January 22nd through the 27th. And that is a Wednesday through a Monday. So it's the first half of the festival. I will put the link in the chat if you want to go. We have two places this year. I've got a few people who've already committed and are coming and have chosen rooms. There's a few rooms available. Deposits need to be in October 15th and paid fully by December 1st. So that information is in the chat as well. And the final thing I'll tell you before we jump into our table read is what's coming up in the month of October. We've got a full month. So if you look in the chat coming through next, I have all of our speakers and guests that will be here. And here's my encouragement to you. Even if you're not a regular registered member, you can still follow these people because they are movers and shakers in the industry. By the way, if you are here auditing, it is a good investment for 99 bucks a month to meet every single week on Zoom for these creative, collaborative sessions, but also professional development. And I am seeing so many things like people are offering that are like hell of expensive. Like get a face-to-face pitch session with so and so for $400. I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. So I'm a little biased, obviously, but this is a good a good deal. We are moving the price to 125 in January, but whatever you come in at, you stay at forever. So you come in at $99, you stay at $90 forever, even as we start to add more Zoom sessions. Because once we hit 20 registered people on Monday, we're going to start another Zoom session another day of the week, probably at night. That'll be facilitated by somebody else. The goal is to have support groups meeting every single day of the week, that people can pop in, meet people, collaborate, do table reads, all that kind of stuff. So here's what we got in October. Next week we have Julie Dove, who is an actor. Looks like my thing has got a little weird. Sorry, let me redo that again. Julie Dove, who is an actor in LA. She's currently recurring on Days of Our Lives. And if you follow her, she is like a soap opera fan and she absolutely loves the stuff that she's doing. So that's next Monday, October 7th. Then we have a table read with our grand prize winner, Tamika Lamison, on the 14th, just like we're doing today with Gwyn. Then on the 21st, we're talking film festival strategies with director of the New York Film Academy Film Fest, Cricket Rumley. And then we have the original film content manager, Brett Takashida of Tubi on the last Monday of the month. So those are all 4 Mondays of October. So it's a pretty full time. All right. Well, with that, let's jump in. We're going to have our director and writer, Gwyn Gordon. Why don't, Gwyn, we bring you to the forefront here And you can give us a little introduction of your short, who is on the team present today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gwen Gordon, and I'm really, really grateful to the actors that are here today to read for us. Um, Playing the role of Anna is Jermaine Gaudet. Jermaine, you want to say hi?
Hi, everyone.
And then playing the man is Damian Marhefka, a voice actor.
Hello.
And reading for the bank teller is Alan Lazo.
Hey guys, nice to meet you.
And then additional voices, the young woman and Mia is Sunite. Sunite, give me your last name. Where'd Sunite go?
Hi, I'm here. Senite Mangastab.
Manga Stab. All right. I always want to get that right. So this is a short that's based on the real life experience of my relative who was the victim of a fake kidnapping scam. So I would say just take it away, guys. Can't wait to hear you
Well,
bring it to life.
well, well, real quick too, I will be pulling the script up on screen. I will be doing all of the actions. There are some things that will be skipped, and Gwen has prepped this perfectly so that they're grayed out. And Gwen, the one that you sent me most recently is the most recent one.
That's correct.
Cool. This is a what is it, 18 pages, Gwen?
Yeah, I
Seven.
think this version is 17 because I
Okay,
realized I'm very heavy on description. So
great.
I edited down a lot. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes for time.
Great. So some of you know that it's usually 1 page per minute, and um, the goal today is to hear it read out loud by these actors. Gwen, I know you. If you want to say anything about casting, and some of these people are on your team. Is there anything else you want to say about that? But for everybody else, at the end, we'll do a feedback session. We'll say 3 different prompts. What worked? What was something that you enjoyed or that moved you or that felt like really creative and worked on the page? What questions are you curious about? Something was it something that was unclear? And then third, was there something that could be better edited, taken off, that bumped, that took you out of the story in some way? And Gwyn has given us permission to be as blunt and constructively responsive as we feel led to do. Okay. Anything else you want to say about this, Gwyn?
I would say that the film hasn't been finally cast yet, so the thing to really focus on here is the script. I'm really looking for script feedback on pacing and yeah, like Tony said, anything that takes you out of it, anything that drags. I'm really looking for feedback as a writer for this.
Awesome. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Ransom by Gwyn Gordon. Super title, based on true events. We fade into the exterior garden day. Anna, early 70s, wearing gardening gloves and a big hat, sniffs a rose and inhales deeply on its scent before putting it in her basket. She walks toward her house.
Huxley, come on, boy.
A mutt emerges from under a bush and trots behind her. Interior of the house day, Anna comes in and sets the basket on the counter where a vase of water stands ready. She gets a biscuit from a tin and leads Huxley to his bed in the corner.
Okay, good boy.
Anna hums as she arranges the flowers in the vase. A chirp emanates from one of her many pockets.
Oh,
She pats them all until she finds her phone.
hello, hello.
Make sure you're unmuted, actors.
My apologies. Anna,
Yes.
I have your daughter.
What?
I have your daughter, bitch. I have your daughter.
What?
Turning, Anna knocks over the vase. Water pours into the floor unnoticed.
What? Why? Why?
Shut the fuck up. I have your daughter. You want her back? You have to pay.
Is she okay? Is she okay? Don't hurt her.
You pay me or I hurt her. You want to know what I'll do to her?
No. Let me talk to her.
No, you don't need to talk to her. You can listen.
Sounds of him locking a door opening.
Mama, help me.
Mia, I'm here.
See,
The door
she's alive
slams.
for now. But if you try to call her, I will kill her. You text her, I will kill her. You talk to anyone or text anyone, I will kill her.
Okay, I won't.
You don't need
I promise.
You don't need to promise. We broke into your house. We put in cameras. We hacked your phone. We can see everything you do.
Oh, please let her go. Please let her go.
You go to the bank and make a wire transfer. When I get the money, I let her go.
Okay. I don't have much money in my account.
How much do you have?
Maybe $1,000, maybe two.
Only that?
It's all I have.
Okay. It's enough.
Excuse me, sir, but how do I know it's really her? If you let me talk to her.
Well, you don't believe me. Okay. We talk a lot, Mia and me. She lives on Chestnut Street. She works at a market part-time. She's getting married to Jaron. Funny name, huh? You want more?
Footsteps echo. A door opens.
Mia!
No.
Muffled sounds of impact, shrieks of pain.
No, Mia, no, stop.
Sobbing, the door closes and the sobs are muffled.
Please don't, please.
I know. It will be okay, Anna. You do what I say. Because if you don't pay me, I will get the money another way. The hospitals, they pay a lot for two pretty young eyes for a transplant.
Stop it.
Okay? So you will go to the bank now. Bring your wallet.
Okay. I'm getting my keys.
She runs around the house, grabbing her keys, her purse, dropping things in her panic. Huxley races around her, jumping and barking.
Shh, boy, it's okay. It's okay. Come on, let's go.
Leave the dog.
I can't leave him. He just
I said leave him.
destroys everything.
Leave him.
Exterior of Anna's house. Soon after, Anna comes out of the front door and runs down the steps. Inside, Huxley barks frantically.
Okay, I'm going now. I'll call you when I get there.
No, you stay with me. You hang up. I kill her.
But I have to drive.
You stay with me.
But it's illegal.
Man starts laughing. Anna's eyes harden.
What if I get pulled over?
Man stops laughing.
Put it on speaker.
She gets in her old Toyota and drives away. Exterior of the bank soon after. Anna turns off the car and puts the phone to her ear.
I'm at the bank.
Go inside and sit down.
What?
What the fuck did I say? Go inside and sit down.
But I can't talk on the phone in the bank.
You do what the fuck I say. Now go inside and sit down.
Okay.
She gets out of her car and goes inside. Interior of the bank continuous. The interior is dead quiet. And other than two tellers, empty. Anna, trying and failing to look normal, sits down in a chair by the window. She clutches her purse on her lap.
I'm inside.
Don't look around.
She freezes.
Look in your purse.
What?
Look in your purse like you're looking for something.
Okay.
Who is at the counter?
There's a man and a woman.
Good. I text you wire information. Do you see it?
She looks.
Yes.
Go to the man. He's with me. If you say anything to him, Mia is dead. If you say anything to him, she is dead. But first, I cut off her hands, one at a time.
Okay.
She wills herself to lower her voice.
How much? How much do I transfer to you?
Everything.
Oh,
You said $2,000.
maybe less.
You send me everything.
Okay.
Keep the phone on. Put it where I can hear.
Okay.
I am listening.
Anna goes to the window of the teller, mid-20s, a Latino man with great teeth and a fresh haircut. He gingerly sets the phone off to the side, face up.
Good morning. How can I help you?
Good, good morning. I need to make a wire transfer from my checking account.
Of course. I'll just need your ATM and an ID.
She
Here you
hands
go.
them over as he gets the forms.
Here you go. Write the amount here and sign here.
Could you tell me how much is in my account?
Sure. Let me pull that up. It looks like you have $1,403.76.
Okay, I'd like to I'd like to do the whole amount, please.
Oh, so you'd like to close the account?
Oh no, I'd just like to. How much do I have to keep the account to keep it open?
The minimum is $50.
Oh,
She looks
then
at her phone desperately.
then let's wire everything but that $50.
She glances at the phone again.
Actually, I'll do the whole thing. I'll just close the account.
And there's a $20 charge for the wire transfer.
The phone looms in her peripheral vision.
Can I pay for that in cash? I think I have 20 here.
She digs in her purse, then hands him the money.
Of course. Whatever you like.
Anna fidgets as the teller makes the arrangements.
Okay, the transfer has been initiated. Here's your receipt.
Thank you.
She grabs her things and nearly runs out of the bank. Interior of Anna's car continuous. Anna bursts into the car, panting.
I did it. I did it. Now let her go. Sir?
You can call me son, and I will call you mother. I'm like a son to you now.
Okay, son. I did it. Now you can let her go.
What else do you have?
What?
You can sell your car.
I can sell my car?
Okay. This time cash. You bring me cash.
What?
You sell your car and bring me the cash tonight.
How am I supposed to bring it to you if I don't have a car?
Okay. You have retirement?
You are never going to stop, are you? Until I have nothing.
No. Just a little more, mother. Then you will have her back. Now, how much is in your retirement?
I, it's, I don't know.
Okay, go home and we will look on your computer.
How much? How much do you want?
Go home now.
Anna
Okay,
jumps as if shocked and fumbles with her keys.
okay. I'm going.
Interior Anna's house soon after. Anna bursts in. The house is ransacked, lamps knocked over, papers everywhere, knickknacks broken on the floor. Huxley jumps up, licking her frantically.
Oh, it's okay, boy. It's okay.
She spots a photo on the floor and picks it up. Cutaway photo. A much younger Anna with a handsome man, and Mia as a child, all of them smiling. The glass is shattered. Interior of Anna's house continuous. Anna sinks to the floor and sobs.
Mother, what? What?
He's destroyed. He's destroyed everything. I told you I couldn't leave him. He ripped everything and knocked everything over, and it's an enormous mess, and everything is ruined. Everything is ruined.
I'm sorry for that, mother. Your dog, maybe he should live outside.
Probably.
Okay. It will be okay. Is your computer broken too?
Anna looks blank for a moment. She looks around the room vaguely, then focuses on the desk where her computer sits.
No, it's okay.
Good. Turn it on.
She rises and picks her way to the desk. She sits down, opens her computer, wipes her eyes, and takes a deep breath.
Okay.
Now let's see what you have.
Huxley lays down nearby, chewing on a throw pillow. Interior of Anna's car, night. Anna drives, exhausted and wired. Phone on the dashboard.
I didn't know it would be so far.
Oh, yes. We took her very far. But you're almost to her. Almost.
3 miles to the exit? And then what?
I'll tell you.
Exterior vacant lot night, a dark, weedy lot on the edge of town. A white van sits at the corner, possibly empty. Anna's car pulls to the curb. She gets out with a small duffel bag. She walks to the field and sets the duffel bag in the grass. She looks warily at the van, then hurries back to her car and gets in. Interior of Anna's car continuous.
I did it.
Good.
Anna's hands shake. She struggles to put the key in the ignition, then grips the wheel. In the rearview mirror, she sees a shadow pick up the bag and run to the white van, and she gulps.
Son,
Yes, Mother.
are you going to let her go now?
One more thing.
Anna starts the car, breathing like a runner.
I don't have any more. You have everything.
Turn off the car.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, relax.
Relax. Relax. I've done everything you said, haven't I? I've done every single thing.
She turns off the car, shaking and crying.
Get out of the car.
What?
Get out of the car. Do what I say.
Exterior of Anna's car continuous. She steps into the dark street. The van looms behind her.
Put the key on the seat. Walk away. Don't look back.
She does. Her shallow breathing is the only sound.
Where am I going?
Don't look back.
I won't. I won't.
The van and the car engine start behind her. She flinches and clutches the phone to her ear with both hands. She is shaking from cold, fear, and desperation. The engine noises fade behind her.
Where am I going?
You see a big building?
On the right? Yes.
In the dim pre-dawn, a deserted warehouse looms.
Mia is there.
Anna nearly drops the phone in excitement.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you.
She runs across the gravel parking lot screaming.
Mia. Mia.
She heaves and yanks the door open to find a cobwebbed, cavernous space, empty.
Mia. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
A chuckle comes from her phone, a beep, and the line is dead. Anna stares at her phone, sinks to her knees, and howls. Exterior road, early morning. Anna walks down the middle of the road, limping slightly. Her face is smeared with dust and tears, and her scraped hands are scuffed with rust. Her phone, forgotten, is still clutched in one hand. She reaches the empty lot, but neither her car nor the van is there. She stands for a moment, swaying, then starts walking again aimlessly. Her phone buzzes. And again, as if waking from a dream, she looks around and then down at her hand, raises the phone and blinks at the screen. Cutaway text messages. Mia.
Morning. They can't get dahlias. Should we do tulips or?
Heart, heart, heart.
And Sharon can't come, so we can invite Lorraine after all.
Smiley
Yay.
face. Anna's mouth opens, then closes. She shakes her head. She raises a shaking finger to touch the name Mia. The call goes through.
Hi, Mama. Why are you up so early? Mama, are you there?
Mia, where are you?
I'm driving to work. I'm at the market on Saturdays, remember? Where are you? Why are you up?
Anna sinks to the ground, crying, laughing, swaying back and forth, letting out little animal shrieks.
Mama, are you okay? Are you okay?
Anna laughs hysterically. Finally, she takes a deep breath.
I, I, I.
She stands up, looks to the sky, and screams in pure joy. Then her face crumples and she weeps.
Cut.
Anna stands up, wipes her face, and smooths her hair. She addresses the camera.
I am an actress, but this happens to thousands of people every year. You can protect yourself and your family. Talk with your loved ones and agree on a code word that only you know. If Anna had done this one simple thing, her day would have looked like this.
Cut to interior house day. Anna, clean and smiling, hums as she arranges flowers in the vase. A chirp emanates from one of her many pockets.
Oh, oh,
She pats them all until she finds her phone.
hello? Hello?
Anna,
Yes?
I have your daughter.
What?
I have your daughter, bitch. I have your daughter.
Anna's expression is a mix of concern and skepticism.
Ask her for the code word.
What?
We have a code word, so I know it's her. Ask her.
A beep. The line goes dead.
I thought so.
Anna shakes her head, puts the phone in her pocket, and humming, goes back to arranging the flowers. Fade to black. All right. So give it up for cast crew. Thank you for that. Let's go to sharing feedback, everybody. So you are welcome to put things in the chat. We're going to start, I'll put the questions in there as well, but we're going to start with your impressions, what worked, what did you enjoy, what did you love, what was moving, what felt, incredibly creative on the page. We can also affirm these actors too and the voice work. Well done on that stuff. That was really moving to hear it, like a great little dramatic podcast. What do you all have? Go ahead. You can raise your hand. Go ahead, jump in.
Okay. So I loved everything. I could see it. The descriptions were really good. Something that worked for me was at the beginning, like the dog, the scenario, like just everything being so cozy and beautiful. And then bam, the phone call comes in. So I really loved the contrast because I didn't think you were going to start it with like happiness and then immediately turn it over. I thought it was going to start dark from the beginning, like hello. So I really, really love that.
Thanks, Belhika. Great. Go ahead, Olga. You can just unmute and come on in.
Good
I'll bring
morning,
you up.
everyone. Beautiful work, really emotional, really powerful. I also loved the in-between line descriptions and action items. So when there was no dialogue, it was really palpable, the tension, all the drama, all the moments that led to where the heroes ended up at. So I think those moments are really what really stood out to me is those action lines to really get into the mindset of Anna and see what she's going through and understand her emotional state. If there's more of that, maybe it's even more powerful in that way. So we don't hear her saying things, but like we see her doing this and we see her feeling certain emotions. So I think that page 11, I believe, towards the end was really deep because it's a lot of action lines. And overall, was just so beautifully done and well done, actors. Thank you.
Thanks, Olga. I'll add to that. I felt there were some really good moments where you could tell you were getting across what you wanted to, like the desperation that this woman was feeling, with also kind of this frustration as an audience member, like, why is she doing this? Why is she not calling her daughter? You're talking to the character, or at least I was in my mind. And then the whole mother son thing, I was like, what a creep. Like, and then she's sort of being empathetic. She's thanking him at one point. I'm like, ah. So I really felt a lot of, and I've obviously read this before, but hearing the actors do it out, I felt a lot of like the ups and downs. And that was really, I thought, well done.
I thought so too, Tony. I thought that calling her mother and having her call him son was like a whole new level of creepiness and just really got you, right? Also, I really loved the ending. It was different than the version that I had read before. And I thought that was really cool. It's very different way to approach the ending, and I liked it. Other feedback that I would have is maybe to add, like the bank teller when she goes in, like maybe he should be super kind of chipper, right? To show the kind of juxtaposition of what she's going through. And then he's kind of like, hello, how was your day? Like, but awesome, Gwen, as always.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
nice job. I do like how you tied in that ending now, like, because that's different than the version I read as well. So, um, now with your goal of it and what you want to do with it, I like how you did that. And then you just showed the simple difference of what it would look like. So I love being able to show that and not just telling it at the end.
I
I
love
like
that too. I wonder if it might be more effective. I don't know the answer to this, but it feels like it may be a little more
Whoops.
effective
Sorry,
if
hold on.
it
Let me bring you in. Let me bring you in. There you go. Oh, okay. When you all unmute, definitely feel free to introduce yourself too. That way I can
oh
find you in
sorry.
the. You're good. You're good. Keep going.
Hi. Hi guys, I'm Allison Ewing. That was so cool to see. I went just piggybacking on what Kelly was saying around showing the juxtaposition. I like that. It did take me out though, having the actor break the fourth wall and be like, I'm an actor. I feel like maybe having it in words, like might be a little more poignant or something where it's like, here's what it could look like versus the actor themselves doing that. Because it just flips it from being a movie to maybe more of I'm not sure. It's just something to maybe think about.
I'll put that in the chat. What are you curious about? Any questions you have? Was there anything that bumped you, was unclear or not needed? And Allison, I think that's an interesting comment to consider. I even thought when you probably could have two versions of this because I know the heart is to have it be a PSA. So
Uh-huh.
one version could be just the text, and one version that goes to senior citizen homes or community centers or educational screenings has the version with the actor Anna doing that. I actually
Yeah.
kind of like that, but I thought for one version it would be great to have it not be that. So that's the power of editing. You can
It
have
makes
two
total
different.
sense if it in the context of it being yeah, specifically PSA for those communities for sure.
Yeah.
That'll have more of an impact in that scenario
Yeah.
versus at a film fest or something.
Yeah. Great. Let's move into, you can still do affirmations, but we'll move into the next question. If you want to say, well, questions do you have? What were you curious about? What might have been unclear or what bumped you? Go ahead, Marian, bringing you to the forefront here.
Oh, thanks. Well, I love the bad guy. At the beginning, I was just wondering if there was an opportunity to have it be like he was upset about the amount of money and that she's going to have to do something else as an obstacle right up front instead of him saying that was fine or something. I just felt like I I would have liked him to be more of a jerk about it
By the
because
way,
he was
Damien,
kind of jerky already.
Damien is the husband to Gwen, and that voice was chilling, Damien. So good work
just,
on that.
just so you all know, I'm not a professional fraudulent kidnapper. Just, you know.
I thought
Thank
you
you,
were pretty
Tony.
creepy. All right, good. Anybody else come on to the forefront? We can still do the first question, things that you enjoyed, things that were creative, things that worked on the page. We can move into any questions, things that bumped you unclear. And Gwen invited you again in the most kindest way possible. But if there's things that you want to share that didn't work or that could have been improved, please go. I'll add, I think you can go back and listen to this and you probably felt it. You could probably trim some things off of here too. I think there's a couple points where it felt maybe like a little bit long in some areas and you can kind of move the story forward, but editing, pacing, music, visuals are going to really, impact that and change that. And I think the man's voice driving, like, let's go, bitch. Stop wait. You can really play a lot with that too. Like getting her, like, get in the car. I thought the dog stuff probably, again, it could just be how it's on the page. But I loved I like having a dog. I have a dog owner too. I do talk to my dog, but I think there's some elements where it's like just showing that, we can see the interaction with the dog and not have to have the good boy, this, that. It might be nice to just have nothing in that beginning, but just her interaction and kind of like little coups as opposed to good dog, good boy, whatever. I just think that just bumped me a little bit, but that's a small little opinion.
So, Gwen, question: what is the time of
Who's
day
who's
for
who's
this?
talking? Who's talking? Who's talking?
It's George. I got
Thank
my
you,
hand raised.
George.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna find you. There you
Um,
go.
hey, Gwen. What was the time of day for the short? We started off in the morning, correct?
Yeah, it's daytime. It's not, doesn't have to be a specific hour of the day, but it's, people usually do gardening in the morning, but yeah, morningish.
Yeah. What I loved about the short, it reflected exactly your intention that you mentioned at BraveMaker. Like it really captured sort of this naivety with this older demographic when it comes to technology, and I think it's a short that needs to be told because I'm with my mom and there's some things that she doesn't know. Like she almost got like frauded with her credit card online. I'm like, Mom, that's just an ad. So I think that this information needs to be out there. Um, uh, I love the different scenes. I love the journey. I think that really works well to see like this chase of going after her daughter. Um, Here's some suggestions I would offer to you. I think there is opportunity for you to work with the power dynamics between the your lead and the guy on the phone. At times the tension felt flat for me because it felt a little bit on the nose. And what I meant by that is by calling her a bitch. I think that that works at the beginning, but I think you can explore some unspoken tension with him or the power that he has over her by not speaking as much. For instance, when they're in the car and she's like talking, I think that's a great opportunity for him not to say anything and her to be like, "Where's my daughter?" Or using audio sounds to like you hear the daughter whimpering or something like that to change the dynamics of it. Because right now it seems like they're on the same footing at some points, and I think he needs to have power. And when does your lead have power as well? So you do that well when you say, only have $1,000 or my retirement is this amount. That's her reclaiming the power there. But I think there just needs to be more dynamic shifts between them, mainly with the antagonist being very selective of what he says. The second thing is, which connects with the power shifts, I think the teller can be used in a more strategic way. So when he's taking the money out, oftentimes when you go to a bank teller, they'll say like, "Hey, why are you closing your account?" I think that moment lacks some tension that is there's something to be explored because if you have this man on the phone and you have the teller saying, you're a loyal customer, why would you close your bank teller? I think that's an obstacle that your protagonist needs to get this money. I think that's my general note for this. I think one, providing more obstacles for your protagonist because we know the bad guy's there, but how can you use him more and the missing daughter to rile up the stakes? And then second, I think my biggest suggestion would be to you, and this connects to the bank teller, I think you should condense the time. So if this late afternoon, this is just something that I offer to you, and you can take it if you want. But I think you can still have that like in the garden moments there, and then late afternoon he calls. Then there's like a risk of the bank closing to amp up the stakes of her getting there. Um, I want more rise of her trying to save her daughter. Um, so I think those are the biggest things. I connect with Tony about the Huxley stuff. I think you can revamp that, but it works if you want to keep it. And then, last thing, the main thing, I think your descriptions are a little bit too sparse for me, especially when they're on the phone. You have a lot in the dialogue that says like, "Oh, please, please, please." I would rather see what she's doing. Is she scammering? Is she looking for dollars around the house? Where's her money in the house? Like she says, "I have $20 in my account." Does she have money stashed in her house? Also, the point of him saying, "Oh, I know where your daughter lives. I have cameras in the house." I think there's opportunity there for her to say like, either trick her and say like, "Oh, I can see you," or you have red flowers in your house right now. Again, just raising up the stakes a little bit more, so when we get to the end, which I think you do very well, of her um, being faked out by him and then turning to the camera, I think it will land stronger for me if the stakes are just like you have an hour to get the money to save your daughter. Oh, actually, this is a PSA or this is a moment where I'm trying to inform you. But great work overall. I think it's very special.
Thanks, George. All right, anybody else? We have about 20 minutes left. We're going to move into the next section, which is, did you have any aha moments? or any other creative affirmations you want to share, but you can still hit
Uh,
all three of those questions as well.
I have one more to add. Like, I really love George's feedback because it's very detailed and very relatable, kind of on the structure and content and how to approach certain things. And of course, it's all about creative vision. Gwen is the author, so she knows what she's going for. But I think those are really, really important to really emphasize the structure and make it more relatable to people. One idea for the bank scene specifically, because to me was also something that could have been seen as unrealistic. The teller is just like super happy, like he's doing whatever she is willing to do without any question, because she's in the condition that it's visible she's not okay. Like maybe she's crying, maybe she's distracted, maybe she's completely out of her zone. He would have asked her, like, are you okay? Like everything is good, like can I help you? And there's a protocol at hospitals and banks where people know sometimes someone is terrified, so they cannot speak openly, but they would use sign language. They would use some kind of written notes. They would use some kind of communication to nonverbal communication to get the point across. So maybe he writes her note saying like blink, I don't know, whatever, blink twice if you're in danger, or write some comments on a piece of paper. So even though she thinks her phone is tapped, there's no cameras at the bank, because even if they install cameras at her house, which she believes, there's no way they could have done it at the bank. So she could have communicated with the teller like, hey, please call 911, call the police, call someone. I'm being chased. There's really big scam going on. So maybe that will add the stakes. And then she takes back her power, kind of what George was saying. So that way she's more confident that she can do something about it while still trying to save her daughter. Open to interpretation.
They think he's in on it, and I think that would make it way too easy for her to, like, I think that would make it way too easy for this to get resolved, right? I think the whole point is that one of the whole points is that it didn't happen. The bank teller didn't do that, right? And she's trying to protect her daughter. So I feel like that would be too much of a, like, oh my gosh, how could she have not taken that opportunity? In my opinion.
Yeah, maybe not resolved. Like, of course, nothing would get resolved at the moment. She would still go and get the money and try to meet and everything, but maybe just show different perspectives of how things could be different. Maybe he offered her, but she said, no, I cannot risk
Oh,
that.
like in the other scenario? Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
You mean at the end, Olga, you're saying? The other scenario at the end?
The other scenario, no, I was talking about the bank, but the scenario is that she still goes through the whole thing, but she's basically not as scared anymore, but nothing happens. So like it's like almost third scenario. So the teller could offer her help, but she would reject it. She would say, no, I cannot risk it, or she would say, no, I'm doing fine. So like to Allison's point, it would not be resolved because of course it would be too easy, but she would have the opportunity, but she would not take it. It's like one more scenario that she would say, no, I'm okay, and then continue with her.
But what about the fact, I really did like the fact that Gwen, you wrote in that the man says he's with me. I thought, oh, that's how he got around that, right? So she thinks he's with her. So maybe there's something about amping up the fact that, yeah, because if you're making that note, that didn't connect for you, Olga. So Gwen, consider that he needs to remind her, remember, don't say anything or whatever, because that would prevent her from initiating any kind of help because she's afraid.
That's great. Like it's almost like she's about to, and then he said, and then he says it again. That would create that tension moment, another tension moment.
Yep.
I do like the George's this Kelly. I do like the George's suggestion on the chipperness of the bank teller, and then oh, why are you closing your account today? Is there anything we can do to keep you as a loyal customer? And she just wants to get done with it.
Yeah.
But he's chipper and asks her questions, and that I think will create tension for her because she wants to get out of there and get done.
That might also, sorry, this is tonight. I was going to say that I love that suggestion because it also might create a little bit of doubt for her, like, oh, maybe he's not in on it. And then later on, when she goes back to the house and the house is a mess and they ask her, oh, is your computer, I mean, like if they have the camera, then they should know that the computer's not damaged. But these are things that people can look back on later on after seeing it and saying, oh, there are these little hints that maybe, that they were scammers.
Is there an option of having that, like what everyone's been saying, like this scenario of like looking for those clues, like a flashback of like the things to know would be interesting. Um, all the opportunities to poke holes or what have you.
For the PSA part, the code word cancels all that out, though. It's like if you have a code word, you don't need to look for clues. Like, get the damn code word, people.
Right. But just like,
True.
yeah, oh, that's for sure. That's the quick, the quick.
But I do kind of like that you're right. The code word would have fixed it, but then those little clues would have fixed it. You could almost do like, because you don't want it really any longer is the problem, but you could do like 2 seconds of a freeze frame when they said something about the computer and then point to the computer or something. But that would take a lot longer to go through all that, but I do like it.
And then
Damien, you got a
George,
comment?
George, the one comment you made on the power dynamics between the two, the challenges, or at least the challenge for me as reading the script is that the power dynamic is entirely one way throughout the whole thing, right? He's got all the hand. But what it is it's there are certain moments in that where she's freaking out and he's almost like a fisherman, right? He's like and he can let out some line and be like, "Hey, it's okay, it's okay." And in those moments, almost letting her take some of the power out, and then trying to console her. And so, but throughout the whole thing, those characters, as long as she believes him, he will always be in the power position on that. But he can give that to her, and there I think there are one or two emotional arcs from her to kind of try to take it back to be like, I don't have anything else. And so that's an interesting thing to like emphasize, for Gwen to think about is from a directing point of view, like to amp up those times when that power dynamic is shifting and it creates just a little bit more dynamism within that relationship.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that was it's on the script and for directing because I don't want to change your vision too much, but I think there's room for you to create tension between the two. And to this point about like surveillance, well, let me go back. The teller, he's not in on it. That wasn't your intention, right, Gwen?
Yeah, that's right. There are a lot of lies that are sprinkled throughout everything he says, but in her panic, she has a really hard time thinking clearly about it.
Yeah, and I think again that can just goes with that goes with directing style with even the teller. Like I think there's a chipperness to them, but there if you raise the stakes of them closing at 5 p.m., there could be some resistance to like cashing someone out, closing their account at the very end of the shift. Like I've worked in retail and like I don't want to deal with another person now. Let me just like clock out. So that's more of the directorial style. I would for the antagonist, um, the reason why I mentioned like talking about like the flowers outside of her house as opposed to like things in her house, like computer, because that's easy information that anyone can get using Google. Thing like we can look up someone's address and we can see what your house looks like or her daughter's house. So going back to what Damien said about the power dynamics, like asking about her computer, those are things that can trip him up and to show that he doesn't have that much power. And and she can be like, he's like, oh, check your Mac. Well, I have a PC, that type of thing of like just giving us something where she has a little bit power in the situation. That's all I'm saying. Not completely like we know who's the villain here. We know who's the yeah, so yeah, I think
Hey, Gwen, this is Adrian. I was also that George. That was made me think too, like because the goal for this is to show it all around the Bay Area to the community and to the community of the elderly and whatnot. And I wonder because like he knows things, right? He knows me. He knows her name. He knows me as name. He knows her name. Is there an opportunity to point out for those people that are not as tech savvy as we all are to say, like, we know everything that your family puts on social media, like that's how people find out these things about you, right? So that maybe that could be part of it too, to say like, hey, And like what George said, like we know what your house looks like because we just searched it on Google Maps and we see that you have red flowers out front. Like those are the types of things that maybe older people don't understand, right? Well, wait a minute, he knew my daughter's name. He knows my granddaughter's name. How the hell? I'm not on Facebook or Instagram, but they all are. The family is, right? Posting pictures. She's got blonde hair and blue eyes.
They also often pick it up from a funeral announcements where it lists the kids, the grandkids, and they do it and say it's a grandchild, and they say your grandson this or whatever, and they're older people that have just come off a funeral, and because my sister's mother-in-law, that's what happened to them with their funeral announcement, and she got the same call like that, talking about my nephew being gone.
It's cool to hear even this discussion brought up, right? It's the power of being able to share a story. You can imagine when you actually finish it and screen it for a crowd to be able to have this kind of dialogue, right? To have people ask questions. Why didn't you see the signs? Or oh damn, I got to get my stuff together. Or wow, how much stuff am I putting out there that people know? It's really, it's a tell to the need to have this story out there. Great. We have about 8 minutes left. Any other stuff that you want? Olga saying, why did the scammer select the male teller? Also, could Anna ask the scammer, what does the teller look like if they're working together? Your private information is not as private as you think. Everything you put online is visible to anyone, including criminals. Uh, to that question about why did he choose the male, I thought that goes back to the urgency that this scammer also knows if she does start to ask a question, he wants to get her moving and scare her, right? So I hear there's a power dynamic question is how can we empower Anna a little bit more? And anytime she does, the scammer is going to try to circumvent that, I think, which is I think is going to heighten up the 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 stakes a little bit, which is why I think if you go through Gwyn, you might find ways to increase that and drive it quicker and forward. Because maybe Anna does ask some questions. Maybe Anna does start to notice some things, and then he picks it up and just kind of drives her away from it. Because it does move pretty fast now, but I think at 18 pages you could probably get it down to 15 or below with something. I also just had an aha moment when she comes home. I knew, again, I've read it before. I knew about the dog stuff, but when she first comes home, I'm like, oh my gosh, they ransacked her house, and he's gonna say we ransacked her house. But then I was like, oh no, the dog did it. That was actually a nice little mulligan or whatever you call that, like a redirect. I thought that was actually really nice. So going back up here, I think you should leave out the fact that she wants to take the dog because he'll ruin things. I think leave that out so that at the end you have your audience going, oh shit, they ransacked her house, but then it's like, no, the dog did it. But it's too expositional on the nose to say up at the top, I can't leave him alone, he'll ruin the house. Let us see that. And then just the cuteness of him doing the throw pillow at the end, I was like, oh, that little dog is a little mischievous. That actually makes it layered and interesting. This poor woman's got a new dog and she's leaving him and she's being scammed. I really actually like that visual.
A comment is, this is Germaine, a comment I have about scammers, because this happened to my mother, is that, and it's actually almost happened to me with money, with modeling jobs where they try to get you to use cryptocurrency and what have you. So what scammers do is they create a sense of urgency and they fatigue you so that you are so exhausted you cannot think clearly, and they're forcing timelines on you. If you don't do this by a certain time, bad things are going to happen. So really anything you can do, and I'm speaking just from an experience here, not as a writer or anything like that, because I don't propose to be, but just continue to create that sense of urgency and fatigue in the victim.
Tony, you're muted.
We have just 4 more minutes and would love to have maybe one or two people, but otherwise, Gwen, like you're going to be able to share what did you take from today? What are you hearing? What are you going to work through? What's next for the project? But any other final comments that anybody wants to share? All right. A thumbs up on tonight. Gwen, what do you think? What you got?
Yeah, it was wonderful to hear it read with different voices than the voices that are in my head. And I also really appreciate all the comments because I've lived with this for so long that it feels like, well, it just is what it is. And so it's wonderful to have new perspectives and feel like, oh wow, there are a lot of fun things that I can dive deeper into or think about. Um, I I think that some decisions may be made with budget, location availability, schedule for the filming. So, but right now it's wonderful to have all these ideas to be able to go back to the script with a really fresh attitude about it. So I appreciate the actors so much, and I really appreciate everyone's feedback.
Cool. I think, for all of us on this call today, it's just a great reminder. Like, this is what we would say, Hollywood says is the development process, right? There are so many ways you develop a script and you grow and create characters. And kudos, by the way, if you don't know, Gwen won our first ever BraveMaker Continue On grant, which was $1,000 seed money to help make a short film. And I'm grateful for Nadine Crocker, who is an alum of the festival with her film Continue. It's all about mental health. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on VOD currently. Support BraveMaker filmmakers. And we want to continue to do this. We want to continue to, every year, we will be, BraveMaker is putting a little bit of money and Nadine's putting a little bit of money. Hopefully we'll grow the pot so we can help make more films. And I think as this film gets finished, I'll be excited to say this is the first one that we got to see come to life. And Gwen, I was just thinking this could be really cool in the future. Like maybe you become a mentor with the Continue On grant. Like that's kind of a fun thing to consider. But all of you on this call, like you will get to see this product or this film, the story on the big screen someday. And I think it's really cool to think back to like, oh yeah, remember that table read? Like it's going to radically change, and whoever gets cast and all the different things that come together is really, really exciting. So those of you who are members of the mastermind, remember this is what we want to be doing for you. Tamika will be on the deck in 2 weeks to do her film Faith on Fire, and she's bringing her cast and crew in the same way that Gwen did. So this is something what we want to continue to see. So if you've got things that you want to show us, like rough cuts of short films, or you want us to see your pitch decks, or you have other things that need feedback like this, I think this is a great example of how to do it and do it well. It wasn't too airy or substanceless. It wasn't too harsh and critical. It was, I think, exactly what a creator needs to hear. And Gwen, we hope that this is good for you and inspiring, and can't wait to see how you change it and adjust it for the better in the future.
Nice to meet
All
everyone.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks so much for your time. And if you are a member of the mastermind here, this will be a recorded link that's available on the Google Doc. If you don't have access to that, please let me know. All of the back archived videos are available to you to watch, and please share this with other people. If you know somebody who should be a part of this, bravemaker.com/membership. When you become a member, you get all the back stories, other back videos as well on replay. That's right. Thanks, Belhika, in the comments. If you're in LA, I'll be there on Wednesday, and we're having a drop-in lunch in Burbank at Porto's. So come drop in 12:30 to 2 p.m. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Just real quick,
Thank
guys.
you.
Producer and me, also for RANSOM, just wants to say if anybody knows of any organizations throughout Redwood City for in-kind donations for our shoot, please reach out to me, Adrienne at bravemaker.com. We would appreciate it. But we're making some calls tonight and I to try to get some. But if you know anything or anybody that wants to make some in-kind donations, please reach out to us. Thanks.
Thank you. And also, by the way, all of our archived videos are available for one-time purchase. Thanks for Olga for creating that, which we have to announce that page very, very soon. Very, very exciting. Okay, thanks, everybody. See ya.
Great to see you.
Bye. Thanks.